Today we complain bitterly when the current goes off, even for very short periods. But what was it like to have no electricity at all? Day after day, night in and night out? How did the former generations of Caymanians live without this commodity? What was it like to have the intense night darkness banished only by the cycles of the moon, or the faint and treasured glow of a lamp or lantern powered by kerosene, or the day's chores lightened only by sunlight, or the intense heat of summer relieved only by a soft sea breeze now and then, or a great leaf fan?
Back in the early 80s, 82 I believe it was when I came on board, our company was in pretty sad shape. It was growing by 15% a year to keep up with the demand of the island. Interest rates were 18 to 20%. So to add capacity generation or T&D, money had to be borrowed but at exorbitant rates. So on paper, the company was technically bankrupt. And I was coming off of a deal in Texas where I was closing down my oil company, because oil prices had gone down and it wasn't feasible anymore to keep that oil company going, and I had the money to invest. So I was given the opportunity to come in and make an investment in the company, which I did. An infusion of cash would allow the company to become more liquid and meet its obligations. And that's kind of how we got started. During those early years, I acquired more and more shares of the company. Until '86, I had become the controlling shareholder. The big watershed was 1990 when we took the company public, because keeping up was just impossible. Even with me putting money in and others putting money in and even selling shares ad hoc when we did, it wasn't enough because the company was still growing. The island was in a tremendous phase of growth. So the need to take the company public was obvious. And in 1990, we went on a roadshow. Peter Thompson and Frank Crothers and Peter Sr., his dad, and we did a roadshow from one place to the other, Europe and parts of the States, trying to sell the shares. And finally we were successful in getting enough acceptance and enough interest in the shares to take the company public. Well, that was the real watershed in terms of our financial stability, because now we had money, we had access to markets, and we could get money and either through equity or borrowing. And it began to build on that, so that really stabilized the company. I might add, too, that one of the people that we approached, one of the companies we approached in 1990 was Fortis, who turned us down. Because the management then didn't think we were very viable or couldn't see the merit in what we were trying to get them to do. And of course, they came back in 2003 and became a principal shareholder, so it was a bit of a funny turn of events. I have a wonderful picture of being on the exchange, myself and Frank and Peter Sr. We opened up the business with the exchange, and we're quite proud. It was quite a celebration. The future looks very good. I'm quite pleased to have been kept on the board, because after I sold my controlling interest to Fortis, normally when that happens, the person disappears and goes into the background and is not heard from again. But they were gracious enough to keep me on the board. I tried to contribute during those remaining years and had built a good relationship with them. I'm pleased to say that during those years and the subsequent years with the management that we have now, and particularly with David Rich as the chairman, we're in very good hands. The company is in good shape. And I'm happy to say I'm still a significant shareholder of the company and still involved in on that aspect of it. But our management team is excellent. We're in good shape. We have a very good system of accounting and controls and how we do things, far different than it was back when I first got involved. So my message to the shareholders and to the customers, the company is in good hands, excellent hands. We have always acted in the good interest of our shareholders and our customers and our employees. We've always taken pride in how we treat those three groups. Those are the most important groups. Those are what make up who we are. And I'm well satisfied that we did well in the 80s and we're still doing well now with the current management. I'm sorry that I couldn't be here for the celebration. My wife, Renee, took my retirement seriously. She thought I was actually going to retire from business. Well, that's not the case at all. Those who know me know that I'm not about to retire. Of course, I am retiring from the CUC board, and that's understandable. But I want to wish everyone a good time, a happy time, celebrate the good times and all the good things about CUC, and have a good party.